Should the Bears draft Bryce Young?
Fuck no.
No.
Please no. I just said it to
no.
throw it out, but please.
No.
This
But
is
don't
the
do
stupidest shit ever.
There's been speculation. And look, for the Bears, that's great because you're driving up that first overall pick's capital. Because if teams know you're not drafting a quarterback, they're like, oh, we don't have to trade up because he's going to be that 2. I'll trade to 2, and it's less we have to give up to go to 2 than 1. Yeah. There's been some guys on ESPN, and I'm not even going to bring up their names. 1, because I don't remember the names, and 2, because they don't deserve recognition because it's ridiculous. But they think that Bryce Young is going to provide a higher ceiling and a better guy at the quarterback position for them going forward than Justin Fields. Bryce Young is I'm not going to say a project, but he's a prospect who you don't know what he's going to do in the league.
That was good.
Yeah, I drop bars sometimes, but you don't know what he's going to do in the league. If you're the Bears, like, why would you give away a quarterback who you know has gotten better over the first 2 years, needs to get better still, but had a really good year last year in terms of showing you what his potential could be with no talent around him.
Zero.
Put some talent around him. Give him some receivers. And now you're going to see what he can do, but you just abandon and go to Bryce Young? I don't get it.
There's nothing telling me that Bryce Young is a better quarterback than Justin Fields. What, because he won the Heisman? Justin Fields was also in the Heisman conversation. Justin Fields was at a worse school. Obviously, Ohio State's one of the best. But Alabama, he's surrounded by talent. Bryce Young is also a guy. What have we seen from Alabama quarterbacks? Even Tua, Jalen Hurts.
Justin Fields was surrounded
anomalies.
by talent, though.
Okay, but to the extent of Bryce Young?
Close.
Pretty close.
Okay, maybe. Scratch that argument. But all I'm saying is the fact that Justin Fields is not... The fact that to say one is better than the other as the right move for your organization is bullshit. Because the fact of the matter is we've seen time and time again, quarterbacks need to be surrounded with talent. Jalen Hurts gets talent, he thrives. Tua gets talent, he thrives. Joe Burrow's had talent, thriving. Justin Herbert, thriving from a statistical standpoint, but thriving. You now give Justin Fields talent. What else are you going to do with that first overall pick? You're going to draft Bryce Young and then what? Get a second-round pick for Justin Fields? People, if you want to draft Bryce Young, people are not going to give up the same amount of picks as you would if you were to necessarily say, I just want to trade the first pick overall because someone can get that quarterback. You trade back from that number 1. You trade back, we were saying off-screen, trade back to like 7, 8, or 9, and then trade back again. You could probably pick up 4 first-round picks. That roster is depleted with talent. You add talent to Justin Fields. You potentially send that first-round pick to go get a D-Hop. You could potentially get a Keenan Allen and give him money. Like, there are so many options out there, and I think if you're the Chicago Bears, you do not draft Bryce Young because he is not better than Justin Fields right now.
Real quick, Gio, before you mentioned all the draft capital and you mentioned going to get some of these big players. They have the most cap space by far.
Yeah.
So get the capital for the future, the draft capital that you can build the team and how the Jets have done with the young roster, which is very important. You build a young core. And then you also have money to go get guys that are going to perform right now. Go do that. They have a formula to win, and they have a quarterback who has shown that he is constantly improving. And if he can put the passing ability together with the rushing ability, which we know he can, God, man, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, it makes no sense for the Bears to trade Justin Fields. He's shown great improvement from year 1 to year 2, and all he needs is a wide receiver. He needs a true wide receiver 1. You saw in the rushing ability, he popped off. He almost broke the record for the most rushing yards in a season by a quarterback.
Yeah.
If he didn't get hurt, he would have broken that by far.
Yeah.
So you saw the talent that he has. He just needs that wide receiver. And like you said, Adam, Jalen Hurts, you got him A.J. Brown.
Yep.
Pops.
Took a big step up. Tua, get him Tyreek. Took a big step up.
Yes.
Josh Allen, you got him Stephon Diggs. Took a big step up.
Yeah.
All these quarterbacks need is that true wide receiver. And then, you know what, you could surround him with talent. So yeah, trade back, take that number 1 pick, trade back, get that draft capital. They have their talent on offense is Justin Fields and David Montgomery. Justin Fields could run already, so you need wide receivers for him to throw to.
Justin Fields is going to enter his 3rd year, and he's improved so much. So you're not even getting youth, really. I think Justin Fields is like 23. This trade wouldn't even be good for you in terms of youth.
It doesn't make sense.
No,
it
doesn't.
The trade makes 0 sense whatsoever. To draft Bryce Young while you still have Justin Fields with so many other glaring holes everywhere is organizational negligence.
The only time it would make sense is if they're in win now mode. So like the Rams, they traded everybody for that win now, and they got that other quarterback. They got Matthew Stafford that they thought like he'll put us over the next level, and they won the Super Bowl. The Bears, their roster sucks. They're not there. They're not in win now mode. They're in rebuild mode. You have that young quarterback. just need to build around him. It doesn't make sense to go from one super young quarterback that's very promising with a very high ceiling to just another quarterback that also has a very high ceiling. He has a promising high ceiling, but you don't know what he is going to be like in the NFL yet. You know Justin Fields, what he could be and what he is. I just have no faith in the Chicago Bears organization right now until they can prove it. The only time I'll have faith in them is if they actually trade that number 1 overall pick and they start trading back in the draft. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe things are changing in Chicago.
That's how it starts.
Yeah, that's how it starts.
It starts with the quarterback, which they have.
You have a quarterback. You get extra first-round picks. You potentially go out and get a D-Hop, a Mike Evans, a T. Higgins, a Michael Pittman Jr. You can get any one of these guys to be your number 1 next to a Justin Fields. Then you draft another wide receiver. You build the trenches and with all that cap space. And then the following year, after you start building that foundation, you use one of those extra first-round picks to make another leap. And that's when I think you see the Chicago Bears really begin to take off. And
let's fucking go.
But I agree
I need
with
it.
2024?
But 2024, the Chicago Bears will win
the NFC North.
The NFC North.
Wow.
I can see it.
That's crazy.
I can see the Chicago.
Everybody listens like, who the fuck cares about 2024, man?
Clip it.
Yeah, no one cares, but like at the same
But
time,
I see
I
it.
care. Yeah, well, you care. You're a dynasty.
I really care.
I think it's just to wrap up the Chicago Bears argument and just conversation. I think it's literally organizational negligence to go out and draft a quarterback.
Yeah. Don't draft a
But
quarterback.
I also think all along they knew what they were doing. Ryan Poles had to play the game. We said it back in January. If
Run
you were
that
listening,
value up.
Yeah,
of course.
You're gonna say, "Oh, we maybe need a quarterback. Oh, maybe we don't know what we're gonna do with Justin Fields." No, you knew all along what you were gonna do. You're gonna move on by trading that first pick, and you're gonna get a fucking haul.
Yeah, they're probably talking to Justin back behind the scenes, being like, "Yo, we're not actually going to trade you. We're just going to say all this so we could drive up the value."
Just to wrap up, Bryce Young.
Let it rock. Let it marinate.
Let it marinate.
Let Fields marinate.
The longer it marinates, it usually has a lot more flavor.
He has a great name too. Not that Bryce Young's a pretty good name, but
Justin Fields. I like Fields better. I like Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. It sounds good.
Justin Fields. How many Fields? What do you think the Bears should do? Should they draft Bryce Young? Should they build around Justin Fields and trade that number 1 overall pick? Let us know in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and for all your betting needs, go to thegameday.com for every sportsbook offer.